Hey guys, beautiful day here in Apollo Beach. Today I'm going to fillet some sheepshead. I'm going to use the same technique I use for almost every other fish. I know a lot of people complain that they're difficult to work with. I was kind of in the same boat initially, but after a while I kind of felt like sheeps were designed to be filleted. So hopefully this video helps with any questions you might have or any difficulties you might have with preparing sheeps. And yeah, here we go. Alright, so I already just filleted this side just so I could get myself ready. As you can see, there are 3 main cuts I make, diagonally across here, across the top, and across the belly. Now, as you see, I've got the cuts pretty close to the bones here, so there's almost no waste in meat. I know a lot of those fastest way to fillet a fish videos, they have this technique where they run down, run along the spine, and then they throw the fillet off. But I always hate how much meat is left on these bones. I feel like it's a waste. So anyways, I did one side already. Hopefully you can see as I'm cutting along here. My initial cut is always a diagonal cut into the scales from the head. Cutting down to the fins down here. So make sure I cut through, okay? And then at the top, hook your blade under the incision you made here and run it backwards on the fish. Now, when I said earlier that I felt like sheepshead were designed to be filleted, they have this flap of skin at the top of their bodies, which I don't know if you can tell or see, but it's right there, that your knife almost follows as you're filleting. So, hook your blade at the top, shallow cut along the upper spine, all the way back to the tail, find the end, and then poke through. You're gonna make your little handle here for when you make your final pull through with the knife. Switch to the bottom. Again, your initial cut, hook your knife in, cut shallow along the belly, around the anus, follow the body back to where you made that cut through with there. And now, grabbing that flap of skin I mentioned earlier, you're gonna lift up on it. It's almost like a handle. There's a bit of separation. And then just ride your blade in shallow cuts along the bones. Make sure you're pulling that constant pressure so the meat separates. As you see, it's pulling away pretty readily. Go ahead and get your finger or thumb in there as you're making your cuts. As that fillet gets bigger, run it all the way down so you can get to the middle of the spine. Then hook your blade over it, angle it down to the bottom, and you cut through right there. Okay? Once you have that, sometimes it helps if you cut through the head here. So get your finger locked in there, insert your blade, and then ride the blade up through the rib cage. That's one of the things people don't like about sheeps, is they have very significant rib cage for the fish their size. Don't feel bad about getting in there. They're already dead. Cut through the tail at the bottom. Ah! Performance anxiety. And there you go. Pretty much all the meat removed from the bones. Right there. And no messy organs. Organs are still in place for disposal or chum later. Flatten here. Insert blade down to the scales. The skin is going to stop your blade from going all the way through. Still don't try and force it. Grab that flap of skin that you're holding there and saw. Don't saw unnecessarily like that, but just kind of even cuts through the meat. Don't worry about the rib meat there because you're going to get rid of that anyways. Skin. And then this is the rib cage we were talking about. You're going to cut a C-section of the fillet out. So some of them have some ribs back here, but go ahead and put your fingers here for support. Cut through it, cut here, just crunch through because that's mostly pin bone, and this is all ribs and rib meat. Then you're still gonna have some pin bones right here. If you run your blade along it, you can hear that. See the central line? Run your blade in diagonally. You're gonna graze the bones, and kind of like, almost like this motion with your blade. You're gonna go in and cut that out. Same on the other side. And this helps to also get out some bloodline they have there. Cut through. And there you go. That is your sheepshead fillet. No bones, no loss of meat. Pretty easy. Not sure how long that actually took with me explaining it, but normally I can get these done fairly quickly, so hopefully that helped. All right, later.